In Europe, people are being indoctrinated about the inevitable confrontation with Russia. They're being told to be prepared to go to war with Russia. Some political figures, former or current, are guided by momentary considerations, personal vested interest, or their group interest, but not the interests of their nations. They are ramping up this hysteria. I've said many times that these are lies. This is nonsense about Russia threatening European countries. But they're doing this knowingly and intentionally. But the truth is that Russia, even in the most dire and challenging situation, as long as there is the slightest change, Russia was always committed to finding diplomatic solutions. Mr. Belousov, comrades, today, as part of this expanded meeting of the Defense Ministry Board, we will sum up the performance for the past year. We will outline our priorities for developing our defense capability and improving these capabilities. This year was a major year in terms of delivering the objectives of the special military operation. The Russian army has been holding strategic initiatives along the entire front line. Our troops have been advancing confidently and steadily. This includes the elite units which were trained in the West. They're being defeated by the Russian troops. They're equipped with foreign equipment and weapons. This year, over 300 communities have been liberated already, including major cities, which the enemy turned into strongholds where there are long-term fortifications and permanent fortification facilities, but they could not resist the courage and valor and combat prowess of our fighters. These bridgeheads that were created and the unique tactical experience in defeating enemy defenses enabled us to gain greater momentum in all the strategic theaters of operations. We are proud of the feats of our soldiers and officers who are fighting on the front line. Everyone who defends Russia and the security of our citizens. I would also like to recognize our colleagues from North Korea, the decision of Kim Jong-un. They were dispatched and deployed to take part in liberating the Kursk region, and they fought shoulder to shoulder with the Russian fighters. They took part in a large-scale and very challenging task of carrying out demining operations in the Kursk region. It is our duty to never forget all the fallen comrades in arms, to support their families, their children, their parents. The government will do everything in this regard, everything that needs to be done. I would like to ask you to hold a minute of silence to commemorate these people. Thank you. Members of the board, we do know that the Kiev regime has the potential of NATO, the biggest military bloc in the world, behind its back. There is all this military assistance that is permanently flowing to Ukraine, along with intelligence data and mercenaries. And in this challenging environment, our troops have demonstrated their combat excellence. and we are constantly improving the capabilities of our army, and we are developing our armed forces. This is an ongoing effort in terms of personnel, in terms of management practices, operations, and combat training, and of course, in terms of defense manufacturing. And many technological processes has to be redesigned to make the products we need and to make more of them. It is thanks to the effective work of the defense manufacturing sector, the army gets state-of-the-art weapons and equipment. The army gets artillery systems and missile systems that offer high precision targeting. They get loitering devices and drones of various kind. Airspace forces receive a new upgraded bombs and missiles, guided missiles that can operate effectively uh, despite all of the electronic interference. Many of you here know uh, the extent to which we have improved the effectiveness of these weapons, about 80% sometimes. I would like to thank those who work on this. This is a very important achievement. This year, the Navy received new submarines, including the Knyaz Pozharsky strategic submarine cruise missile, and there are also surface vessels. We also tested the Burevestnik missile and the Poseidon underwater craft. They are nuclear-powered devices, and this is why they will be unique and one of a kind in their categories, ensuring strategic parity and security for Russia for decades to come. And we will keep working on these technologies to improve them, to fine-tune them, but they are already there. By the end of the year, we will have an intermediate range missile system equipped with the Oreshnik missile that will be used. We use it in combat for the first time already. Our units and formations have demonstrated their effectiveness during various exercises, including with foreign partners with whom we share our experience of the special military operation. I would like to note that we had very positive performance during the Zapad West 2025 exercises. This was a very positive experience. We practiced defending the Union state from potential aggression. We can see that the geopolitical situation in the world remains extremely tense, and it is reaching a critical point in some regions. Countries are developing their offensive systems. They're creating new kinds of weapons, including in space. In Europe, people are being indoctrinated about the inevitable confrontation with Russia. They're being told to be prepared to go to war with Russia. Some political figures, former or current, are guided by momentary considerations, personal vested interest, or their group interest, but not the interests of their nations. They are ramping up this hysteria. I've said many times that these are lies. This is nonsense about Russia threatening European countries. But they're doing this knowingly and intentionally. But the truth is that Russia, even in the most dire and challenging situation, as long as there is the slightest change, Russia was always committed to finding diplomatic solutions. And the fact that these opportunities were not used, the responsibility with this lies with those who did not use these opportunities. We still stand for mutually beneficial and equal cooperation with the United States and European countries for building a single system of security across the Eurasian region. We welcome progress in our dialogue with the new American administration. Unfortunately, this is not the case for most European countries. We do understand, however, that no matter the international situation, the key guarantee of Russia's sovereignty, its independence and security and future, and the guarantee of strategic parity, this is our armed forces, this guarantee, and we need to improve these armed forces. What can I say on a special note in this regard? What can be our goals in terms of military constructions, considering the situation along the line of contact? First, we will definitely achieve the objectives of the special military operation. We would prefer addressing the root causes of this conflict by diplomatic means. But if the other side and its foreign sponsors refuse to move in this way, Russia will liberate its historical lands by military means, creating a buffer safety zone. This is another major objective. Second, we must continue our proactive efforts to upgrade our armed forces, primarily as part of the state armament service until 2036 from 2026, and we are currently working on this program. I have said many times already that we must take into consideration the experience of the special military operation and new trends in military tactics and the rapid evolution of military technology. There is the program to upgrade the air defenses, radio electronic warfare, and UAVs in all the sectors and domains. We need to improve our strategic nuclear forces as well. As usual, they will play a key role in deterring the aggressor and ensuring global parity. Today, we're marking the Day of Strategic Missile Forces in Russia. I would like to congratulate the veterans, the personnel, and civilians working in this sector on their professional holiday. I would like to wish them every success and all the best. The third point is that the Russian army must remain at the forefront of technological progress, and this means that the troops need to make more use of robotics, of new materials, and to improve their operational systems and use more artificial intelligence. Fourth, we need to upgrade our orbital systems so that troops can benefit from secure communications channel and get better intelligence data and navigation data. In May of this year, we approved a strategy for developing the Navy until 2050. It defines the priorities, and the way we will implement the strategy will enable us to upgrade the Navy and enable it to be effective along all theaters of action. We need also to promote military technical cooperation with our allies and partners abroad to improve the collective security system within the Union state as well. Overall, these efforts are very important in terms of the international environment. Comrades, one of the priorities for the state are social guarantees for the special military operation participants and their families. For all the members of our military, in 2025, the Defense Ministry, together with the Defenders of the Fatherland Foundation, did a great deal to improve healthcare services for the wounded soldiers, the veterans, in terms of healthcare for the military and their employment. We are working on various measures to support families of the fallen soldiers. Still, this is work in progress as we prepare for the direct line and press conference. We see that there are many questions in this regard, and we will be working with the Defense Ministry. Let me note on specifically military doctors and healthcare professionals who are doing the unthinkable to save our fighters, to enable them to return to the front line. We have a unique experience in healthcare services and mental care services related to the combat action. We need to develop civilian healthcare as well and to be guided by these standards.
We must continue the indexation of payments for servicemen and the provision of stable housing. Everyone must be sure that the state will provide all the necessary material support for them and their families. And once again, I would like to thank the soldiers and officers currently at the front lines, all those participating in the special military operation, for their heroism and dedication. And I wish all the servicemen and all the civilian personnel of the Ministry of Defense to continue winning for the country, and I am confident that you will continue to stand for the sovereignty and well-being of Russia. Thank you.